Hello everyone, welcome to Everything Arsenal. In this one, we will be talking about defense. We have a lot of quality defenders at the moment, not as many as we want to, but they're very, very good defenders. And when we add Zinchenko, it's going to be 6 to 7 quality defenders, which makes it very interesting to see what Arteta does. Who is going to play between Saliba and Ben White? Will Tomiyasu be fit for the whole season? Will Tierney be fit for the whole season? Will Zinchenko take over Tierney's position? We will be looking at all that. I've come up with 10 different combinations. I know if we talk about how we can line up, we can come up with over 60 different combinations, but I'm going to be talking about the 10 that we could possibly see, the ones that we're most likely to see. So let me know which one you would prefer, and let me know which players you'd want to see, which formations, and which players you'd want to see in those ones. So let's get started. The first one is a usual one. Obviously back four with the same players that we had last season: Ramsdale, Tierney, Gabriel, Ben White, and Tomiyasu. Now, I've always said this combination definitely worked. Right after we lost those first 3 games, and then in the 4th game, Ramsdale was new, he came into the team. Tomiyasu was new, he came into the team, and Ben White recovered. I think he had missed the Chelsea game, and Tierney was there, Gabriel was there. We managed to keep a lot of clean sheets in September, October, November. We were keeping a lot of clean sheets, but after Tomiyasu got injured, and then the guy in front of them, Partey, started getting injuries and went to the African Cup of Nations. Tierney got injuries. Ben White missed a couple of games with illness. We started falling apart. But with this squad, we actually did keep a lot of clean sheets. We were even nicknaming ourselves Clean Sheet FC. I remember very, very well, because we were keeping a lot of clean sheets. One of them was Leicester away, where Ramsdale was superb. We kept clean sheets against Burnley, Norwich, all those guys. We were playing really, really well. So that is the first combination we could see that we are most likely to see, in fact, next season. Maybe he'll just stick with the same lineup, because when he was asked about Saliba the other day, he said you have to earn your spot, you're not just guaranteed a spot. So we could end up seeing that as the first combination. So let me know if you'd like to see us sticking with that, with Partey in front of them. The second combination sees Ben White going to the bench and Saliba replacing him. We signed Saliba 3 years ago. His 3 loan spells in France have worked out great. He's only still 21 years of age, but you can see his qualities. You can bring him in instead of Ben White and play him with Gabriel, Tierney, Tomiyasu, and Ramsdale in the back, or as the goalkeeper. And that is the second most likely change we'll see. That is the one change that we'll most likely see: Saliba coming in for Ben White, unless we do sign Zinchenko today and then he replaces Tierney completely, which I don't think so. And Tomiyasu is our best right back by far, and there's no one who can really compete with Gabriel in that position. So Saliba for Ben White. I did put a poll the other day asking which combination would you like to see. Would you like to see Gabriel with Saliba? Would you like to see Gabriel with Ben White? I think like 60% as of now have said Gabriel and Saliba. But what about you? In case you haven't voted, head over to the community tab and let me know which combination you prefer over there or on this video. So that is a second back four combination. Just one change: drop Ben White and bring in Saliba. Not really drop. I don't think Ben White is a bad defender. Just replace him with Saliba. The third combination sees all of them on the pitch at the same time, without Tomiyasu. So Tierney plays as the left back, Gabriel plays with Saliba as the centre backs, and Ben White on the right side. Now, we did see Ben White playing on the right side a couple of times last season, and Tomiyasu wasn't there, and he did okay. The only thing is, attacking wise, you won't really get a lot of returns from him attacking wise. But when you have this, you would definitely ask Tierney to bomb forward and then stick with the 3 defenders at the back, which could work if you have the right combination in discipline and communication. This could work lethal. This could be lethal for the opponents. Like, Tierney goes forward and then just leaves these 3 players at the back. Even on your counter, it basically can't be counter-attacked because you still have 3 defenders at the back. Solid defenders. So when you play like this, Ben White as a centre-back playing at right-back, you're more solid. You're definitely more solid. I do think Ben White is a better defender than Cedric on that side. But in terms of attack, Cedric is a better attacker than White. So that is a third combination. Would you like to see Tierney in the same pitch with Ben White, with Gabriel and Saliba? That could still definitely keep a lot of clean sheets. But that is a possibility in other fixtures and not in other fixtures. So for the first 2, you can have this combination in every game, all the 38 games. You could decide to have this combination in all of the 38 games. But this one with White at right back, if it's a game that you're trying to attack, a home game, you can't really have Ben White as the right back. Let's go to the fourth combination. There's a lot, man. There's a lot you're going to get to in this one. Let me know which you prefer so far, which one you prefer so far. The fourth one is, let's bring in our potential new signing. I'm expecting him to join this week, Zinchenko. So when I dropped Tomiyasu from the other squad, it could be when he's injured. No, not just dropping him. It could be when he's injured. Same with this one. When Tierney is not available, or if Zinchenko ends up being better than Tierney on that side, you bring in Zinchenko and you play him next to Gabriel, Ben White, and Tomiyasu. So you don't change the center backs from last season. You don't change the right back. You don't change the goalkeeper. You change the left back. You bring in Zinchenko for Tierney. And from the stats, Zinchenko was better than both Tavares and Tierney last season in terms of tackled success and dribbles and all that. He was better than them, and goals conceded, obviously, but I wouldn't really compare the goals conceded because he was at Man City. Man City rarely concede goals. So that is the other combination. Just replace the left back and have Zinchenko there. Would you like to see that? If you'd like to see that, then you might want to see Ben White. You might want to see Saliba replacing Ben White, and then this could be the one for you. Zinchenko, Gabriel, Saliba, and Tomiyasu instead of Zinchenko, Gabriel, White, and Tomiyasu. This is the other combination. Would you like to see this one? Would you like to see Zinchenko replacing Tierney and Saliba replacing Ben White? Would this one make you the most happy? Would this make you happiest in terms of the defense? That is the other combination, but we have to wait to see when Zinchenko comes in. I really wanted him to come in as easy as possible, as fast as possible, so that you could see him like against Orlando City, Chelsea, and Sevilla, 3 games, because as you can see, we have a lot of combinations that we can try. So what you would need is a couple of preseason games to try them out, but I think he might not be able to land before we get to play Orlando City, maybe Chelsea and Sevilla. So that is the 5 combinations so far. Let's go to the 6th one. Now the 6th one is out of the back 4. This is the last formation with the back 4. This is very unlikely. So this is one of the most unlikely ones that you might not see unless Gabriel gets injured or gets suspended. So how about this one? Tierney, Saliba, Ben White, and Tomiyasu. Now when Gabriel is fit, I don't think we'll see this one because obviously the left-footed and stuff is left-footed, and most teams are trying to have a left-footed centre-back on that left side. It's not a must. I mean, over the years, it was never like that. We had Tony Adams and Martin Keown. We had Sol Campbell and Kolo Toure, Tony Adams, and obviously Steve Bold. Like you'd have all these guys. You don't really have to have a left footer. If you go to Chelsea, Terry and Cavalier, United, Vidic, Ferdinand, you really don't have a left footed. You don't really need a left footed centre back. But these days, things have changed. You need a goalkeeper who can play. You need a left footed centre back to play on that side, a right footed centre back to play on that other side. You need all these combinations. So would you like to see that? Would you be happy to see this? Would you be I know with Gabriel, you feel very safe, but when Gabriel is not there, with Saliba and Ben White, would you feel safe or would you feel like you're exposed? Like if Gabriel gets out of that squad for 3 games and you have Saliba and Ben White, would you be 100% right? Like, oh no, Gabriel is out, Ben White and Saliba not enough, we need Gabriel? Or do you think from those 3 defenders, those 3 centre-backs, any combination is okay? Do you think Gabriel, Saliba, great? Gabriel, Ben White, it's fine, great. Saliba, Ben White, it's fine, great. How do you feel about that? So those are the 6 combinations in terms of the back 4. Let's recap it again. A back 4 of Tierney, Gabriel, Ben White, and Tomiyasu, same as last season. The second one is the back 4, but you replace Ben White with Saliba, almost like a new signing for us. The third combination is to play both Saliba and Ben White, but White replaces Tomiyasu this time round. The fourth combination is bringing in Zinchenko instead of Tierney, and then you keep Gabriel, Ben White, and Tomiyasu. The fifth one is to bring in Zinchenko and Saliba, and then you drop Tierney and Ben White. And the final combination is to drop Gabriel and you play both Saliba and Ben White, both right footers, and then you keep Tomiyasu and Tierney. I mean, we can go on and on with that one. You could have like 20 combinations. I could tell you Zinchenko in this one with Saliba and Ben White. Would you prefer that one? There's a lot of combination, but I'm talking about the ones that you are most likely to see. That is the back 4 done. Let's go to the back 5. Now, the most sensible back 5, this is just making me happy. Like I don't like playing a back 5 that much, but I usually do feel safer with the back 5, especially playing with the bigger teams. So you have Tierney, Gabriel, Saliba, Ben White, and Tomiyasu all on the pitch at the same time. Surely that is a guaranteed clean sheet. Now, you might not see this one against Bournemouth at home or against Fulham at home, but you could easily see it when you're playing Liverpool away, Man City away. You could easily see this defense. Surely with this one, you're not likely to concede 5 goals again against Man City again away from home. Last season against them, we played the back 5 at the Ettiene, and they still scored 5 goals against us. But that back 5 had Kolasinac, I think was it Mustafi or something, Chambers. That was a terrible back 5. It was a back 5, but with only like one good defender. This time, with all these 5 guys, would you feel very safe, or do you think that is way too defensive? But if we do play a back 5, is this what you want to see? The next setup with the back 5 is to remove Tierney and bring in Zinchenko. Zinchenko is a player who can play a lot of positions. I already did a video on Zinchenko of how he can fit in at Arsenal. In case you haven't checked that out, I'll link it up in the YouTube card right now, and the link will also be in the description if you want to just see me breaking down Zinchenko's roles at Arsenal just by himself without including all the other guys. So Zinchenko coming in for Tierney, would you like to see that? Would you like to see him at left wing back and then keep the other guys, Tomiyasu, Ben White, Saliba, and Gabriel? Let me know. The next one is to have a back 5 with both Tierney and Zinchenko. Very interesting. Now, this one, you have Zinchenko as a left wing back, and then you play Tierney as a left center back, and then you have Gabriel as a central guy, and then Saliba on that right side, or you could have Ben White. As I said, we're not going to talk about every single combination. We'd be here for a whole 3 hours. Or Tomiyasu at the right wing back as well. Would you like to see that? Would you like to see Zinchenko and Tierney both on the pitch at the same time with Gabriel and Saliba and Tomiyasu? Is this a formation you'd like to see when we are playing a back 5, a setup you'd like to see when you're playing a back 5? Or would you like to see Ben White instead of Saliba and then Tomiyasu on the right side? Another very interesting one, man. Another very interesting one. The next one is having Tomiyasu as the center back. Now, the other one we've had Tierney as the center back. In this one, Tomiyasu as the center back. Now, this is how it would look like: Tierney, Gabriel, Saliba, Tomiyasu, and Cedric. Because if you remove Tomiyasu from the right back position, you can't really have Ben White there. You could, if you have it like that, if Ben White is available as well, just have Ben White as the center back and Tomiyasu on the right side because of the energy. But this is when like Ben White is not available and stuff. Would you drop Tomiyasu to the center back position and then have Cedric on the right side? Do you think Cedric can do the job for you? You can also, by the way, have this and still have Zinchenko in midfield. It would sound very, very defensive, but hey, if you're 2 goals ahead at Anfield, believe me, you're very likely to see this. I would not be surprised if you see this. Not for 3 or 4 games in a row, no. Maybe just when you have a lead at Anfield or something, this could be a possibility. So those are 10 different combinations. I've talked about 4 setups in terms of a back 5. Let me recap them. You have a back 5 of the guys that you expect: Tierney, Gabriel, Saliba, Ben White, and Tomiyasu. Or would you like to have a back 5 and replace Tierney with Zinchenko, have him as the left wing back if you think he's better attacking wise? As I've said, in terms of stats, he's better at dribbling than Tierney. Or would you have a back 5 with both Tierney and Zinchenko, drop Ben White, have Tierney coming into a centre back position with Gabriel and Saliba, and then Tomiyasu on the right? Or would you like to see Tomiyasu coming in as a centre back and then have Cedric on the right side and Tierney on the left side? All these combinations, I can break them down again into 5 different setups and have like 100 different formations. Like, for example, in this one, I could tell you play Saka at right wing back instead of Cedric, or I could tell you bring in White instead of Saliba. I could tell you bring in Gabriel instead of Holding instead of Gabriel. There's a lot of combinations. I just tried to tackle the 10 that are most likely to be seen. The one that I think we are most likely to see, the first 2, this is a back 4, the same as last season: Tierney, Gabriel, White, and Tomiyasu. The second one is to see Tierney, Gabriel, Saliba, and Tomiyasu just replace Ben White with Saliba. The next one is to stick with the formation from last season, but Zinchenko comes in for Tierney. So Zinchenko, Gabriel, Ben White, and Tomiyasu. Those are the 3 first combinations I'm expecting to see most of the times. Those are the 3 most likely combinations. And for a back 5, it's either having Tierney, Gabriel, Saliba, White, and Tomiyasu, or having Zinchenko in the back 5 instead. A lot of combinations. Let me know what you think. Which ones are your favorites? Which one don't you want to see totally? The least likely is the one I talked about here. with unless he's injured, as I said. Having Saliba, Ben White, Tomiyasu, and Tierney without Gabriel, I think we'll definitely have a left-footed centre-back there. But it is a possibility. If things go wrong and players are suspended and everything, you could end up having Tomiyasu and Gabriel as the centre-backs if both White and Saliba are not there. A lot of different combinations. Let me know what you guys think about that one. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch up with you guys on the next one.